Since the problems that we looked at in the notes today were only unit circle and introducing them, I do want to skip ahead a couple pages and start filling in this unit circle. Like I've said before, with memorizing the SOHCAHTOA, there with videos on YouTube, there are tons of videos. There are so many patterns with this unit circle. If you see a pattern, it's there. If you want to look up all the cute different ways to memorize them, you totally could. I could spend days going over and teaching all the different patterns. Whatever works for you is what you should do. I'm going to have blank ones of these that you can practice on. I've got some uploaded in Moodle if you just want to download and practice filling them out. But we're going to need to know the unit circle. You're going to get a blank one on quizzes and tests that you can use to fill in and then answer your questions. So you'll get this blank one just like this on quizzes and tests. And like I said, you can use that once you fill it in to help you answer the questions. And while we're talking about things for quizzes and tests, you also need to remember to memorize the stuff at the end of the section. This page at the end of the exam OneNotes. All right, so let's start looking at this unit circle. We already filled in the angles in class before. So this first angle we said was, well, I guess we started down here. We said that was 0. And then 30, 45, 60, 90. And then we said 120, 135, 150. We talked about some patterns there where it's you add 30, 15, 15, 30. 30, 15, 15, 30 to get to these. So if I add 30 more, I get 180. Then 210. Then I just add 15 more and get 225. 15 more and get 240. Then I'm back to that 30 to give me 270. 300, 315, 330, and all the way around is 360. We also then talked about the radians. So we got pi over 6. Oh, starting back down here, that's 0 again. Pi over 4, pi over 3, and we called that pi over 2. And remember, you can convert, if you know the degrees, you can convert them to radians. That was something we went over in section 2.1. Then I've got 2 pi over 3, 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 6, and this guy's pi. We went over these guys in class. If you still are having questions with them, that's totally understandable because we only looked at it like that one time. You can totally stop by any of the tutoring to go over that. Down here at the bottom is 3 pi over 2. Then we've got 5 pi over 3, 7 pi over 4, and 11 pi over 6. And up here we've got 2 pi. I'll just show you real quick, just kind of as a review. I'm going to do the pi over 4s. This is 1 pi over 4. Right here is the same thing as 2 pi over 4 because 2 over 4 is the same thing as 1/2. We can see the 1/2. 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4. 4 pi over 4 is 1 pi. 5, 6 pi over 4. 6 over 4 is 3/2. We just add the pi in. 7, 8. 8 over 4. I was using 4. My denominator here is 2. So I'm left with that 2 pi. Just kind of as a review of that. You can do the same thing with the 6 and the 3 in the denominator. All right, so that's what we did in class before. What we need to look at today, which is new, are the points. We saw that in my last 2 examples. If we know the x and y, we can find the 6 trig functions. So this point that goes with pi over 6, let me get a new color, is the point square root of 3 over 2, 1/2. Every time I have a pi over 6, I'm going to be using that same guy, square root of 3 over 2, 1/2. But over here, the x is negative, right, because we're in that quadrant 2. Every time I see a 6 in the denominator, I'm going to have square root of 3 over 2 and 1/2. In this case, both the x and the y are negative. And here's another one. Square root of 3 over 2, 1/2. In this case, just the y is negative because I'm down here in quadrant 4, where I've got a positive and then a negative. Oh, that one's kind of hard. Looks like kind of erased it. This is pi over 4. The point that goes with pi over 4 is square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2. So every time I see pi over 4, it's square root of 2 over 2. And depending on what quadrant, I know if the x and y are negative. So it's the same point, like numbers, it's only the x and y that change. All right, what I want you guys to do, let me get a different color up here, is to try to do the pi over 3 ones that are left. So I will tell you the point is 1/2 square root of 3 over 2. Notice it's the switch of the x and y. So you fill those in everywhere you see a 3 in the denominator and see if you can get the signs right. So go ahead and hit pause and try that. All right, let's see how you did. And remember, you've got the filled in unit circle at the end of the notes for this section if you want to look at it. 1/2 square root of 3 over 2, and the x is negative. 1/2 square root of 3 over 2, they're both negative. 1/2 square root of 3 over 2, and the y is negative. All right, almost done. Last are the points that are probably the easiest to remember now. Sometimes people have a little bit of trouble later on using them. The ones that are on the axis. Over here on the x-axis, we are over 1, up none. So that's 1, 0. Up here, I am over none, up 1. Over here, I gotta scooch over. I went to the left 1, up none. And down here, I went over none and down 1. So that's the point 0, negative 1. All right, that was a lot in a short little video. Rewatch this as many times as you want to. Go to YouTube, watch anything on the unit circle. Unit circle is the same no matter who you watch. It is a set thing, so watch as many of these as you need to. Get any help you need. All those are listed on Moodle. My office hours, Math Learning Center, and math outreach hours are where other math professors are that can help you with any of this. But the key to passing exam 1 is knowing, there are other things to know too, but the 2 key things that we have to know are this unit circle. Remember, this is at the end of the notes for exam 1. And then these trig functions. These other things are important too, all right? These other things are important too. But the 2 key things really we need to pass are these trig function definitions there and the unit circle.